Okay, let's dive in. So this material you've shared with us, it introduces the bullseye, described as the throne at the center of the world. I mean, that phrase alone sparks like a dozen questions, right? This
Yeah.
clearly isn't just some random spot on a map. So today, we're doing a deep dive into this concept, something really fascinating from the sources, sitting right at the heart of this mysterious game board they talk about.
Indeed. Yeah, the bullseye is central. Our sources, they mention these uh, ancient watcher-cartographers.
Watcher-cartographers, so like cosmic map
Yeah,
makers.
essentially, yeah. Cosmic map makers charting the realms, let's say, spiritual and energetic flows. And they, along with their foundational texts, paint a picture. It's a location, yes, but more than that. It's like a spiritual engine. Immense
Total
significance.
central engine. Okay.
Right. So our mission here is really to pull out the key insights, try to understand the mechanics they describe. What makes this bullseye just so profoundly important to the whole system?
And it definitely feels like peeling back layers, doesn't it? Like some kind of ancient cosmic onion. Every piece of information seems to get us closer to understanding this grand hidden design. Lots of hidden meanings, ancient symbols. Feels like immense power is involved. So, yeah, prepare for some, hopefully, aha moments as we look at the blueprints, the
Uh-huh.
symbolic stuff, all of it. All right, let's start with the basics. Location. Where is this bullseye? The sources point to the geographic North Pole. They call it the most sacred, most important spot in the whole realm. But you said it's more than just a map coordinate. So what's the deeper meaning of it being at the pole?
Exactly. It's far more than just, latitude and longitude. This is the Axis Mundi. That term in these sources means the literal cosmic backbone of this realm. It's the axle, the very axle, that the great Zodiac Cycle turns around.
And the Zodiac Cycle here isn't just astrology, right? It's something
Yeah.
bigger.
Much bigger. It's described as the fundamental cycles, energetic, temporal, governing the entire realm. Think cycles of creation, destruction, transformation, the really big stuff. And what's interesting is the names the elites supposedly use for it. Delos, Meru, Olympus,
Names we know from mythology. Sacred mountains, central places.
precisely, echoes across cultures, suggesting this central point idea is, well, ancient, but in what the texts call the divine cipher, like a coded true language.
Right.
Its truest name is the bullseye. And that name tells us its function. It's not just central geographically, it's the linchpin, the absolute center of cosmic order governing these fundamental cycles.
Wow. Okay, so the mythical names hint at its universal importance, but bullseye is like its operational name in this divine code, revealing its specific job.
You got it. It suggests a concept so fundamental it resonates, maybe unconsciously, through human myth. Yet that specific coded name, bullseye, reveals its precise function within this game the texts keep mentioning.
Right, the game. We'll definitely need to circle back to that. But here's where, for me, it gets really wild. The bullseye isn't just a concept. The texts give actual blueprints, like a schematic. So let's go right to the core. What's physically at the very center?
Okay, at the absolute center of the pole, there stands Rupes Nigra. It's described as a great magnetic mountain, known simply as the Black Rock.
A magnetic mountain.
Yeah. And it's not presented as just, a geological feature. It's explicitly called the literal throne of the monarch.
The literal throne, not just symbolic.
That's what the sources state, signifying immense, singular power, ultimate authority in the realm. And the implication is deep. This throne isn't just a symbol of power, it might be the source of the realm's governing energy, maybe even anchors its laws of existence.
That's huge. And there was something about its size.
Very specific.
Yes.
A sacred circumference, exactly 33 miles.
33. That number pops up a lot in esoteric lore. Suggests, like you said, a blueprint, not just random measurement.
Precisely. It hints at some deeper geometric or cosmic alignment. It's also called the ultimate tor, which basically means a towering, prominent peak, a high, powerful place, the absolute apex of the system.
A magnetic mountain throne, 33 miles around. The ultimate tour. Okay. But it's not just sitting there alone, is it? The text describes something really dramatic around it. Tell us about this. The hole at the pole.
Right. The Black Rock, Rupes Nigra, it sits right in the middle of a massive whirlpool. The sources call it the cosmic drain.
Cosmic brain. Like a plug hole.
Exactly that. It's described as a direct connection point, linking something called the pen.
Okay, the pen. What's that?
The lore describes the pen as a kind of cosmic holding zone, maybe an incubation area, a contained energy field holding the realm's essence. And this whirlpool connects the pen directly down into the primordial Omega Ocean.
Omega Oceans. Sounds fundamental, like raw potential.
That's the feeling. A vast, ancient sea of potential energy. maybe pre-existence, or the source reality emerges from. The whirlpool is explicitly called the plug hole of the world, the well into which the divine bell will fall.
Whoa, okay. A divine bell falling into the plug hole of the world. That sounds incredibly significant, like a trigger for something massive.
It suggests exactly that, a catalyst, a signal for huge events, a cyclical trigger for profound cosmic scale change. This whole area, the whirlpool, it's an energetic nexus, a point where powerful cosmic energies enter or leave the realm, shaping reality itself.
That imagery.
Yeah.
Cosmic plug hole, a divine bell. It's vivid and honestly a bit unsettling. Sounds like a mechanism for maybe a reset or a total shift. So, okay, Black Rock is the axis. Giant whirlpool drain around it, pulling things into this omega ocean. How does that shape the immediate surroundings? What's the landscape like right around this cosmic drain?
Well, what's fascinating is how ordered it is, despite the chaotic idea of a whirlpool. Surrounding this central vortex are 4 great islands, or landmasses. And these aren't random. They're presented as the physical manifestations of the 4 bays,
The 4 bays.
which in turn are described as the 4 great quadrants of this larger game the sources keep alluding to.
Ah, the game again. So the landscape itself reflects the game board quadrants.
Seems so. And these 4 landmasses, these quadrants, are separated by what the texts call the 4 indrawing seas. Seas that constantly flow into the central whirlpool, feeding it.
So it's a structured setup. 4 quadrants, 4 seas, all channeling towards the center.
Exactly. It suggests a perfectly ordered system, but dynamic, interconnected, where everything around is constantly directed towards and seems to nourish that powerful center. The deeper read is that this isn't accidental geography. It's designed to funnel energy, funnel influence towards the bullseye. Like it's engineered specifically for this game to play out.
A giant cosmic target board with quadrants all pushing inwards, which really makes you ask, what is this game? Why is this funneling so vital? Is it about power, fate, something else?
The sources are a bit cryptic, but they hint the Game E is a grand cosmic process, maybe a test for the realm, or a cycle of evolution transformation on a massive scale. And the funneling structure is critical because it ensures all energies, all influences ultimately converge on that single point. The bullseye, making it the sort of unavoidable stage for whatever big events are meant to happen there.
Unavoidable stage. Okay, let's shift focus slightly to the name itself, the bullseye. The sources say it's not just a name, it's a literal formula describing its divine purpose. So let's break that down. The bullseye, what does the bull part represent?
Okay, the bull. According to the sources, the bull, or the constellation Taurus, is the primary symbol for the earthly realm itself, which they call Gaia. And Gaia here isn't just a planet. Often it's presented as a living, sentient entity.
Right, Gaia, the earth. But there's more to the bull, isn't there? Something about a minotaur.
Yes. Very specifically, the bull also represents the Minotaur.
Hmm.
And it's spelled out strangely. Min-o-tau.
Hmm.
This Minotaur is described as the beast avatar of Alpha.
Alpha, like a primary force or being?
Seems like it. A
Yeah.
primal foundational entity or force.
Yeah.
Maybe the origin of this beast aspect. And this Minotaur waits at the center of the labyrinth, which is also called the pen.
The same pen that's connected to the whirlpool?
The very same. And the labyrinth here isn't just a maze. It implies a contained, intricate space. Maybe for trials, transformation, or confinement. So yeah, it's this incredibly rich mix of symbols. Gaia, the earth itself. A primal mythical creature tied to a fundamental force, Alpha. And this contained complex labyrinth or pen, implying a deep challenge right at the center.
Wow. Okay. Minotaur, labyrinth, pen, all connected to the bull symbol and the earth. It suggests a guardian or maybe a prisoner, a focal point of challenge, linking Earth's essence to this primal beast. So what about the other part, the eye?
The eye is presented as an established symbol. It's the Monarch's single all-seeing eye.
The monarch, the one whose throne is Rupes Nigra.
Presumably, yes. And connecting the dots, the eye is explicitly equated with Polaris, the North Star.
Ah, that makes sense. The bullseye is at the North Pole, Polaris is the North Star, fixed in the sky right above it.
Exactly. It's the constant, unwavering celestial gaze fixed directly on this specific earthly point. It brings in this divine, watchful, constant presence, oversight, maybe guidance, an unblinking celestial connection.
Okay. So if the bull is Earth, its primal forces, the Minotaur challenge within the pen, and the eye is the heavens, the monarch's gaze via Polaris, fixed on that spot. What does the bullseye mean when you put them together? What does it truly represent there at the North Pole?
So putting it together, the bullseye is described as that exact point on the planet, where the direct influence of the Earth, the bull with all its Gaian energy, the Minotaur's contained essence, where that meets the direct, unwavering gaze of the heavens, the eye, the monarch's celestial watch.
A meeting point of earth and heaven.
More than just a meeting place, it's portrayed as the ultimate center of the labyrinth, where this minotaur waits for his transformation.
Transformation, so it's not just a location, it's a stage for change?
Exactly. The source is presented as a crucible, a stage for profound metamorphosis, where earthly and celestial forces converge to enact some significant, maybe preordained change, specifically for this beast avatar, the Minotaur.
A crucible for transformation, where earth meets heaven's gaze. And this transformation, this whole setup, it has to tie back into that larger game you keep mentioning, right? It feels like the objective.
Precisely. That's explicitly stated. The bullseye is the ultimate target of this game. And here's another fascinating layer from the Watcher-cartographers. They say all the ley lines of the world and these invisible energy pathways.
Right, geomantic currents.
Yeah, all those, plus all the prophecies from the ancient lore, and even the very arc of something they call the wrecking ball, are all aimed at this one single sacred point.
Wait, a wrecking ball? What is that? Sounds destructive.
It's described as a cosmic event, or maybe a mechanism designed for massive impact. A universal reset button, perhaps, a force of cataclysmic change. And hitting the bullseye, the sources say, is how you complete the cycle.
Complete the cycle.
Yeah, indicating a culmination, a final act, the absolute end of a grand cosmic process for this realm, which might, of course, lead to a new beginning. But it's portrayed as the point of destiny, the end point for this entire system's current iteration.
So not just a target, but the target. The unavoidable destination for all the realm's energy, its prophecies, even this cosmic wrecking ball. And completing the cycle sounds like the final chord, with the Minotaur's transformation maybe being a key part of that climax.
That seems to be the implication, is the point where all the threads of destiny converge, signaling the ultimate conclusion of the game itself.
Man, what an incredible journey just unpacking that one concept, the bullseye. From the black rock as this magnetic throne, this anchor, to the cosmic whirlpool linking the realm's core, the pen, to some primordial ocean, and then the symbolism. The bowl is earth and the Minotaur's challenge. The eye is the celestial gaze. It really is presented as the absolute center of everything in this lore, where raw earthly power, that heavenly observation, a mythical creature's fate, and the realm's whole destiny just converge.
Absolutely. This deep dive, I think, shows it's not just a location, it's a hub of meaning, of power, of destiny with this whole described realm. And it really raises a big question for you, the listener, doesn't it? If all the world's energies, prophecies, even something like a cataclysmic wrecking ball are meant to converge on one single point for a cycle to complete, what kind of transformation could possibly be so significant, so pivotal, that it requires such an immense cosmic focal point? And what does that imply about the nature of the game itself if its ending seems so intricately designed and focused?
Definitely something to think about as you look at our own world, maybe ponder the hidden designs that might lie beneath the surface we see every day. Well, thank you for joining us on this deep dive into the bullseye. We really hope you found these insights from the source material as compelling and as thought-provoking as we did.